Howdy, folks. I am a kindly kangaroo keeping keen kaleidoscopes, knitting knowledgeable kittens.
I'm Amber.
And here's some more knowledgeable kittens for us to knit.
I want real knowledgeable kittens, not knitted ones. I mean, knitted ones would be cool too, so, but I want real kittens.
You heard it here first, folks. Amber doesn't like knitted kittens.
I do too. I like kittens in various forms.
Let's get started. All right, folks, our first letter is titled, an 18-year-old female, boyfriend, a 19-year-old male, took the side of a man who spiked my drink. What do I do? You dump him. I've been with my boyfriend for around 9 months, and last night we went to a gig for the first time together alongside two other family friends of mine, a 30-year-old male and a 26-year-old female, who are a couple. I'm not a big fan of alcohol. I will drink, but in moderation, and I already had a few drinks that evening, and made it very clear to all three that I didn't want to drink anymore. I agreed to go out to the club with them all after the gig to have fun. I said that I needed to be home for around 2 a.m. because I have my last university entrance exam on the Wednesday. This was a Saturday and I wanted to study the following day, and I didn't want to be tired. Despite me making the fact that I wanted to leave earlier and that I didn't want to drink anymore, the whole evening they kept buying me drinks and trying to guilt me into drinking them. I refused to walk me out and wait for a taxi. The club was in a dodgy area and a young girl. I was too scared to go outside and wait alone. There was no signal in the club. Then, when I returned from the bathroom, my boyfriend and my male family friend laughed to each other and handed me a glass of Coke. When I tried it, it was obviously alcoholic and contained a fairly high amount of vodka. Obviously, I was upset about them both lying to me, but the next morning when I mentioned this to my boyfriend, he stood up for the family friend and said that they were just trying to make me have fun. They all said that when I went to university, I would be the weirdo that doesn't drink. When I do, just not to get drunk, and that no one would want to be my friend. I don't know if they are right because I don't know what's normal. I just know that I don't like the idea of being drunk, and now I feel betrayed. I don't know if this is enough to warrant a breakup, but even when I tried to explain how much it hurt me, he kept telling me that I was overreacting and trying to flip it into me and how I can't say anything because I'm never on his side, and refusing to elaborate when I asked him what he means. So what should I do? Alright folks, what should OP do here in this relationship advice post?
I think this is definitely breakup worthy. I mean, you have someone who is not respecting you in any way. They're not respecting your right to determine your autonomy. Like, you should be able to control what substances go into your body.
Yeah.
They're not respecting your wishes. They told you, yeah, we'll let you go leave the club at 2, and then kind of made it so it was very hard for you to do so. They constantly badgered you to have drinks when you told them no. Like, these people do not respect your boundaries. They do not respect you.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing here is no means no. And when someone says they don't want something, it doesn't matter what it is. And I can understand them wanting her to have fun, but you don't need to drink to have fun, right? She was having fun, not drinking, except for the fact that everyone was trying to push her into drinking. She would have had a fine evening, but everyone kept trying to make her imbibe, and she just didn't want to.
They don't value your dreams either, OP. Like, it's important to you that you do well on these university entrance exams, and they don't seem to care. He seems very self-centered, and so do the rest of them.
Yeah, but on top of that, where does this end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you say, no, I don't want this or that, where will it end because they know better than you? And I think that's really what this boils down to, is they keep insisting that they know what's best for you, and you just shut up and listen to them because they know better. So I don't think that this is a good situation, OP. I think that this is probably breakup worthy, and friendship with that other person.
Yeah, well, that too. Like, none of these people seem like good people that you want to be having fun with. And to their point that, oh, no one will want to be friends with you, lots of people want to have fun that does not involve drinking.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong for you not wanting to get drunk. all the things they're saying, none of it is true. It doesn't make you bad or wrong or broken that you don't have that as your interest. It's totally valid.
Yeah, plus I think the ideas around drinking and partying are really kind of starting to shift. I mean, there's still, I think, a pretty big drinking component of college, but I don't think it's as much of importance as it used to be. And take care and good luck. Value Revolutionary 64 says, it baffles my mind the way people are viewing this as an assault rather than a prank on a friend. They made you a drink with alcohol in it, not put a roofie in your cup when you weren't looking. The people who were trying to get you to drink all night handed you a drink and you were surprised that there was alcohol in it. Come on now.
This comment right here is victim blaming. It is completely out of line. First of all, you should be able to trust your friends not to spike your drink.
Yeah.
Secondly, it doesn't matter what their intentions are. They are altering your state of conscience, your ability to give consent. They are removing your ability to give consent. This comment is all kinds of wrong, so I just wanted to say that.
And OP replies, it was less what they did and more the reaction to it. The fact that he refused to apologize, even though he knew it upset me, is the issue. And New India says, I'm more angry with her than her boyfriend. She still thinks it's not enough to break up for. What's wrong with her? Oh, and yes, your boyfriend is not taking the side of the man who spiked your drink. He's an equal culprit in it. You know, it isn't altogether helpful to try to tell someone that they're wrong for not breaking up with someone. You know, when you're in a relationship, sometimes it can be really difficult to recognize abuse. It can be really hard to recognize when you're in a bad situation. And that's why people come to places like Reddit, is for a sounding board. They want to know, how far is this out of line? Yeah,
well, and there's so much in our media that gives warped portrayals of what healthy relationships look like. So a lot of people just don't know. I mean, OP is legitimately asking, is this breakup worthy? There's nothing wrong with asking that question. There's nothing wrong with being confused, because it is very confusing. Our society sends a lot of mixed messages.
Yeah, exactly.
So while, yes, it's not healthy what he's doing, it's not fair to pin that on OP for not knowing better.
Exactly. And OP replies, he said that his parents did something similar to him as a child. So I didn't know if I was being irrational. The family friend are people that I've trusted immensely up until this point, and because they're older, I thought I could trust them about my university and the next steps. But it would appear as though that is not the case. And Love As Thou Wilt says, I would break up with him immediately. And Burning Orca says 100% yes. And Minimum Arachnid 190 says 10,000% yes. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for defending my girlfriend against having to get microblading done against her will? My sister Megan is getting married this summer. She asked my girlfriend Rosie to be a bridesmaid in the wedding. This was 4 months ago. Last week, Megan told all the women in her wedding party that they had to get something called microblading done. For anyone who is like me and had no idea what this was, microblading is when you get your eyebrows tattooed on your face. I didn't understand because Rosie and all other bridesmaids have eyebrows. None of them lost them because of medical conditions or anything like that. Megan told me that microblading is done right at the top of your own eyebrows. She made an appointment for herself in the wedding party in July, so the tattoo will be healed for the wedding, which is in December. I think that this is a ridiculous thing to demand of people, and so does Rosie. Megan never said anything about this when she announced that she was getting married this summer and asked Rosie to be a bridesmaid. Rosie would never have agreed to it. Megan isn't just offering it as an option. She says it is a must for anyone in her wedding party. Does that include the men? There's nothing wrong with Rosie's eyebrows. She even tried to compromise with Megan and said that she would just have them dyed for the wedding if it was that important. Rosie has naturally light blonde hair and very light blonde eyebrows, so dark eyebrows will look ridiculous on her, but she was willing to dye hers and have them dark for a few weeks just to make Megan happy. This wasn't enough for Megan, so Rosie dropped out of being a bridesmaid. Now Megan is furious at her, and when I told Megan to back off because trying to force someone to get eyebrows tattooed is ridiculous, Megan turned on me. She says that it's none of my concern and that I should not have interfered into something between her and Rosie, and that Rosie is being unreasonable because the microblading fades within a few years. Years! I can't believe that Megan thinks it's reasonable to ask this. Megan and the bridesmaids have all had their eyebrows in and they are fine. There's nothing wrong with Rosie or anyone else's. I was defending Rosie because I don't think that Megan is being reasonable. Am I the jerk here for defending Rosie? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
100% not the jerk here. Getting married does not give you the right to dictate what other people do with their bodies. Yes, you can dictate what color dress they wear or something like that, but trying to get them to have microblade their eyebrows is going way, way too far. And if this is going to be a condition of being a bridesmaid, you need to make that clear up front before people start accept.
Yeah, I think that this is a really odd requirement for a wedding. And I think that this is, again, anytime you get into body modification, even if it's temporary body modification, then this is crossing a boundary where it's an unreasonable ask. This would be like, oh, you need to get more earrings pierced or something like that type of situation.
Some people in the comments are speculating that the sister-in-law is getting some kind of discount for getting people to buy in. So like maybe she'll get her own microblading thing done for cheaper.
That makes a lot of sense here. If it's one of those things where, oh, if you get X number of people to sign up, then you get your microblading done for free.
So, and I mean, just how devoted she is to this, like it's not something that should matter. Like, who is obsessed about what their bridesmaids' eyebrows look like?
Me.
So, well, luckily you didn't have any bridesmaids, so you do not get to dictate what they do with their own bodily autonomy beyond basic, this is the color dress I want you to wear type of stuff.
Yep. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Like a Hike says, holy cow, she wants her bridesmaids to alter their appearance for years and years. That's completely delusional. This takes the Bridezilla thing to a whole new level of entitlement. I wouldn't even attend at this point. So not the jerk, obviously. And Evil Finch says, then this is just for the eyebrows. You can't tell me that she will do other things like this. There is still so much time until December, so who knows if she planned to demand that they get the same hair color as well. She lost her mind when she saw her bridal party as dolls and not humans, not the jerk. And Convivial Cat says, not the jerk, this shouldn't even be an argument. Someone demanding that you make a permanent alteration of any kind to your face or any part of your body as a condition to participate in anything, much less a wedding, is absolutely insane. Your sister has lost her mind, and Rosie needs to stop discussing this with her and just to drop from the wedding entirely.
I do want to point out that one thread through these comments is there's a lot of ableism. There's a lot of talking about the sister losing her mind, but in reality, it's probably either one, a money grab thing, or two, she's so focused on a Pinterest aesthetic. That's not a sign of a mental illness necessarily. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah. All right, folks, and our next very odd letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Making My Neighbor's Kid Depressed? So about a month ago, I got a new kitten. There's this neighborhood kid who's 3 or 4 years old who also wanted to have a kitten for her birthday, but her parents did not want to take care of one, so they didn't get her one. I happened to randomly get my new kitten at the exact same time. I let her play with my kitten a few times, but it's gotten to the point where the kid is literally pestering me by ringing my doorbell and asking me each time I leave/enter the house if she could play with the cat. Now, whenever I open my door, the kid is there at the door staring at me. The kid doesn't go to school, so she always is waiting there for me when I get home. A couple days ago, I was really tired from a hectic day. The kid came to me demanding that she wants to see the cat and that I let her play with it for a while. I have observed her mishandling the cat, and the cat also hates her. After a while, she was taken home by her mother. Later, I have ordered some food and opened my door to collect it, and there was the kid again asking if she could play with the cat again. I got really vexed at this point, and I lied to her that I have decided to give the cat away to a friend. Now the kid is sad and depressed and has stopped eating, and that is making me feel guilty. She demands that I bring back the cat. I just want to have some peaceful time after work, and this kid has lately become a problem. Am I the jerk here? All right, folks, what do you think of this very odd letter?
I mean, you're certainly not the jerk. Where are the parents in all of this? Like, you shouldn't just be letting your kid constantly go over to the neighbor's house to pester them to play with their cat.
It is odd. It sounds like the mom's not too far behind, because in that one part it was like, and the mom was basically
like came and
there.
picked her up. It sounds like the parents are reaping all the benefits of free babysitting and not having to get their own cat, and so they're not really concerned at all about OP's well-being. They're just like, yeah, go pester the neighbor so we don't have to deal with you. And that's not good parenting right there. Like, the parents are not being good parents. OP, you are well within your right to not let that kid through your door. And in fact, if she's mishandling the cat and you're saying the cat hates her, it is your obligation not to let her around your cat.
It's a difficult situation, and what I think it boils down to is the parents aren't parenting their child well enough. And I think that before it got to this point, you probably should have talked to the parents and said, hey, I really need you to get your kid under control, and she's constantly at my door and this is becoming a problem, instead of trying to handle it by telling the kid that the cat has disappeared, because now the kid, when they inevitably see the cat at some point in time in the future, they're going to pester you some more, probably.
It's a bad situation for OP. You should never have been put in this position in the first place. I don't know why the parents didn't make this like a once in a while, okay, you saw the kitty, now we're going home type of situation. It sounds like these parents just don't know how to set boundaries, and it sounds like if the parents are the ones reporting the kid isn't eating because of you, then they're guilt tripping you.
Yeah, maybe they should get their own cat.
They should. If they're so concerned about their kid needing a cat, then they can be the ones to cave to her tactics.
Yeah.
But it's not your responsibility. You're not parenting this child.
Yeah. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Jealous Art 3922 says, what in the world is a 3 or 4-year-old child doing knocking on the neighbor's door unaccompanied? And OP replies, they live in a neighborhood flat across the floor. It's easy for the kid to come and ring the door. The door is never closed though. It kind of gives me privacy concerns. And Out of My Yard says, info, how do you know the kid has stopped eating over it? It doesn't seem like you've interacted with the parents in any ways. And OP replies, her mom has apparently told my mom. My mom was their neighbor earlier for almost 9 years, and then the flat eventually ended up being mine. I acquired it. But my mom still visits sometimes, and during the week, as it's easier for her to run errands from this part of the city. And Same Potential 6711 says, you're the jerk for lying to the kid. The correct course of action would have been to talk to the parents and tell them that the kid can come and play with the cat once a month, and it needs to be prearranged and supervised by the parents. I don't know why that one's so far down voted, because that's not super unreasonable. And I mean, I don't think that they need to necessarily be forced to set up a play date on a monthly basis with the cat, but
I mean, I don't agree with saying that OP is a jerk. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't lie, but OP is at their wits' ends because of someone else's negligence.
Yeah, well, I do agree that they shouldn't lie. I'm not sure that I would agree on the verdict, so. And OP replies, the parents absolutely do not care about me or the cat. They do not even try to close their door fully, knowing that their kid is bothering me. Also, they do not even try to explain to the kid that animals are not toys, and they have feelings too. All of these factors encourage me to lie to the kid.
I think that's some important information right there. It does sound like from this, the parents are very much not interested in parenting their kid. They're like, just get out of my house type of deal. And
then why doesn't the mother, OP's mom, talk to these people if they're so close to them or something like that? I don't know. It just seems like OP could talk to their mom and be like, Ma, tell these people to leave me alone. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she's got a joke written down on a piece of paper.
Why wouldn't the group of lions ask for help?
I'll tell you why the group of lions wouldn't ask for help. Because the only person that they could ask for help that was in the area was Bernard the Unhinged. And that was not a good thing to ask for help for, because Bernard, when he enters the scene, he usually causes more chaos.
I mean, that's not this situation, though. Because of their pride.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Wednesday. It's a hump day, folks. We finally made it to midweek. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and guidance, and please have it in the form of a permanent tattoo. Or maybe temporary tattoo.
My body is mine.
That's a good bit of moral advice. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.